Today we are going to recap a 2024 movie titled Take Cover. Please be advised that there will be spoilers ahead. In the opening scene, we are introduced to Sam, a sniper on a mission to assassinate a corrupt mayor. Sam isn't alone, he's joined by his spotter and comrade, Ken. It is revealed that Sam and Ken were once members of the British Special Forces but now work for a private military company. As they wait for their target to arrive, Sam and Ken discuss the existence of God. According to Sam, God never exists, and when people die, life disappears. However, Ken believes in God and afterlife. After discussing this, Ken reveals that he has reserved a hotel in Amsterdam for 2 weeks from now. He did this because he and Sam hadn't taken a holiday together in a long time, and the appeal of the women in Amsterdam was alluring. Hearing this, Sam says he can't promise to be there. Soon after, their target, the mayor, arrives. So Sam and Ken hastily prepare. Demonstrators are gathered in front of the mayor's office, well aware that he is corrupt and operates an illegal armaments business. However, in front of his own constituents, the mayor shamelessly meets his wife while disregarding the crowd. As Sam prepares to take the shot, the mayor's wife unintentionally looks Sam's way, immediately protecting her husband. As a result, Sam misses his first shot, but Ken urges him to keep focused and try again. On the second attempt, Sam successfully eliminates the mayor before the two flee. As Sam and Ken prepare to jump to their extraction point, they notice the mayor's men closing in on them. In the end, they decide to enter the building, killing a few of the mayor's men on the way. When they emerge, more of the mayor's men are waiting for them. As a result, Sam and Ken are apprehended, with no clear way to flee. At the same time, police and FBI agents are still making their way to the scene. As Sam and Ken are ready to be arrested, they unexpectedly overpower and eliminate the mayor's men. After defeating the remaining guards, they flee westward and board a garbage truck. Moments later, the police and FBI arrive, but Ken and Sam have vanished without a trace. Some time later, Sam and Ken are on a plane returning to the UK. Ken, seeing Sam's unease, asks whether he's okay. At that point, Sam acknowledges that he is shaken from his earlier blunder of shooting the wrong target. Ken then reassures Sam, telling him to forget about it. He believed that the mayor and his wife were both terrible and deserved their destiny. Shortly, Sam receives a call from their boss, Tamara, who inquires about Sam and Ken's well-being. Sam responds that they are well and that everything went perfectly. However, Tamara, sensing Sam's distress after shooting the mayor's wife, offers to send a psychologist to check on him. Hearing this, Sam declines, assuring her that he will be fine and that she should not worry. After a few hours, Sam and Ken landed in the UK. Ken reminded Sam that they were due to go on vacation to Amsterdam in 2 weeks, and the hotel was already reserved. Sam stated that he had not yet chosen whether or not to go. After that, they parted ways and drove home in separate automobiles. In the following days, Sam was seen jogging in the forest, where his house was also located. He spent his time doing light work, such as chopping wood and other simple tasks. While cleaning his weapons, Sam received a phone call from Tamara. However, Sam had ceased responding her calls for quite some time. Tamara continued calling for a few minutes until Sam, who was annoyed, eventually answered. Tamara wanted to meet with him in the Netherlands, preferably Amsterdam. After speaking with Tamara, Sam suddenly remembered Ken, who was on holiday in Amsterdam. Not long later, Sam landed in Amsterdam, where Ken was already waiting for him. At that point, Ken joked that he thought Sam had been killed by the mayor's group. On the drive to the hotel, Ken remarked that Tamara had phoned him the day before to schedule a meeting for later in the week. Both Ken and Sam were aware that Tamara was most likely about to assign them another mission. However, before embarking on the mission, Ken wanted Sam to spend 2 days having fun with him in Amsterdam. When they arrived at the hotel, they were greeted warmly by the manager, who led them to the top-floor suite that Ken had reserved for quite some time. The room turned out to be extremely luxurious, with breathtaking views of Amsterdam. Even the bed was made of silk, which made Sam wonder why Ken had booked such a luxurious hotel. Ken explained that the hotel was actually paid for by Tamara, their boss. As the hotel manager prepared to open the curtains, Sam requested that they be kept closed. The manager suggested that the sunset view outside would be spectacular, but Sam insisted on keeping the curtains closed, maintaining cautious in case the mayor's crew was still behind them. After the hotel manager left, Sam disclosed that he did not want to accept any more missions from Tamara in the future meetings since he had decided to retire. Ken was disappointed to hear this because he thought Sam was the ideal partner. Ken even pleaded with Sam to reconsider his decision before retiring. However, Sam explained that the mayor's wife's death remained a source of grief for him. Furthermore, Sam was convinced that even without him, Ken could flourish as a sniper or spotter. In the end, Ken accepted his decision and began to consider retiring as well. After a short period, 2 women were sent to their room to offer them massage. The 2 were cautious at first, but when the women answered the security question, they let them in. Without hesitation, Ken quickly laid down to relax, but Sam declined the massage and opted to converse. Sam then inquired about the 2 women's names. One introduced herself as Lily from Ukraine, and the woman in the red dress was Mona from Mexico. Because Sam refused a massage, Mona attempted to entertain him by claiming she could read people's fortunes. Amused, Sam requested that Mona read his current state of mind. Mona even prophesied that Sam would live longer than the other 3. She also stated that Sam had strong faith and a deep belief in God. Ken burst out laughing as he remembered Sam's declaration that he did not believe in God. Ken then joked that if Mona used a crystal ball like other fortune tellers, he would tip her $100. To their surprise, Mona quickly revealed a crystal ball, which delighted Ken and Sam. However, Mona soon acknowledged that the crystal ball was phony, merely a prop. Soon after, the hotel manager arrived with a waitress, bringing their meal. The manager chose to reopen the curtains, arguing that the night view was too wonderful to miss. However, Sam swiftly instructed the manager to close the curtains again. During this time, a gunshot suddenly rang out, and everyone frightened, especially Lily and Mona. As Sam attempted to close the drapes with a remote, the waitress unexpectedly attacked him. However, the enemy sniper accidentally shot the waitress and killed her instantly. Furthermore, the hotel manager unexpectedly attacked Sam, resulting in a fight between them. After overpowering the manager, Sam fell on the curtain remote, causing the curtains to open even further. As a result, the group began asking about their phones, understanding that they needed to call for assistance. Fortunately, Lily's phone was the most accessible, so Ken attempted to collect it, narrowly missing multiple gunshots in the process. At the same time, Lily, still in shock, stood up and almost got shot. Sam swiftly calmed her down and assured her that everything would be fine. Sam advised Ken to contact Tamara, as she was the only person who could assist. When the call was connected, Ken explained that they were being attacked by an enemy sniper. Tamara quickly inquired as to who would be targeting them, and Ken thought that it could be the mayor's group, which they had eliminated 2 weeks prior. Tamara advised them to be patient, as her team would target the enemy sniper within 20 minutes. A short time later, Sam was abruptly attacked again by the hotel manager, who was still alive. Fortunately, Sam thwarted the attack, and Ken pushed the manager out of the hotel. However, as Ken hid behind a door, the enemy sniper managed to shoot him. 10 minutes later, Sam received a call from Tamara, who informed him that her team had killed the enemy sniper. She directed Sam to gaze west, where her team would use a flashing light to confirm the sniper had been silenced. Sam felt glad when he received confirmation that they could safely depart the hotel. However, before Sam could proceed, Mona cautioned him to remain watchful. As Sam peeked out the window, an enemy sniper opened fire on him. As a result, Sam learned that the shooter targeting them was actually one of Tamara's own men. Sam then asked Tamara what she really wanted. In answer, she stated that it was all because Sam intended to retire, which Tamara relied significantly on. Sam inquired as to how Tamara became aware of his retirement plans and why she had also targeted Ken. Tamara immediately revealed that the hotel had been bugged, and she suspected that if Sam retired, Ken would follow suit. Meanwhile, the sniper, still following Tamara's orders, kept firing. In the chaos, Lily, terrified, stepped out of hiding and was shot. Things quickly spiraled out of control, leaving only Sam and Mona standing. Sam attempted to reach the curtain remote during an opportune moment, but it was broken, leaving the curtains open. Tamara also stated that all phone and communication access in the room had been intercepted, making Sam unable to contact anyone. When Sam realized Tamara was also viewing through the room's CCTV, he destroyed the camera. This infuriated Tamara even more, and she vowed that Sam would never escape because the door was controlled by her system. As time passed, Sam could hear Tamara's men's footsteps approaching. With no other option, Sam swiftly told Mona to hide while he leapt towards the table. Sam reached his weapon and fired at the spotter outside from beneath the table. Sam then came under heavy fire from Tamara's surviving soldiers. One of them captured Mona and held her captive, forcing Sam to capitulate. As Sam prepared to get his weapon, Mona inquired as to if there was still hope of survival. Sam admitted he didn't know as Tamara's forces approached. He said that he couldn't reach his firearm, which was across the room. In this critical scenario, Mona handed Sam a photo of her child and urged him to swear to adopt her child if she died and he survived. Moments later, Tamara's men stormed in, forcing Sam to fight again. Just as one of the remaining gunmen was about to shoot Sam, Mona intervened with his rifle to save him. Unfortunately, Mona was shot and murdered by an enemy sniper after utilizing the firearm. Sam got his rifle and aimed precisely. He successfully eliminated the remaining sniper, but he remained trapped in the hotel room because Tamara controlled the door. Sam later discovered that Ken was still alive. He then rushed him to the bed, where Ken revealed that the only way out was to jump from the building. However, given their location on the top floor, this appeared impossible. Shortly, they were attacked again, this time by a drone operated by Tamara. Sam shot at the drone several times, but it proved to be extremely durable. At the same time, Ken was working on something with the silk sheets in the room. Sam saw a gas stove on the balcony and used it to cause an explosion, which destroyed the drone. Sam then returned to Ken, but he had passed on. However, Sam spotted Ken's silk sheet masterpiece and realized what he had planned. On the other side, scores of men were making their way upstairs to take down Sam, but he had already attached the silk sheet to the balcony and leapt over, utilizing Ken's ingenuity to get away. A few months later, the scene shifts to Dubai, where Tamara is shown relaxing while conversing on the phone. The guy on the other end is none other than Sam, who has come to exact revenge on her. Knowing this, Tamara calmly stated that Sam would never find her because she had moved away from her home country. But Sam admitted that he was already aware she was in Dubai. Tamara was shocked and rushed out of the airport while still on the phone with Sam. As Tamara approached a restroom, a small girl playing a game changed the restroom sign. Tamara hung up the phone, knowing that Sam would never reach her. Not only that, but she also told her guards to stay alert while she used the restroom. Soon after, a janitor entered, and it was Sam. After Sam entered, a gunshot rang out, prompting Tamara's guards to rush inside, only to hear more shots. After the dust had subsided, Sam came from the lavatory, held the hand of the young girl who turned out to be Mona's child and was now under Sam's guidance. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.